What's up, anybody and everybody? I'm Magnetar Starheart, still of magnetic service, still in love with humanity. Love everybody doesn't mean we like everybody. That's just how that goes. I am no better nor worse. I am a very flawed human being. And I used to do on my old channel all these little morning coffee talks. And I would just talk about current events, this and that, life, love, loss. But I'm a deeply flawed human. But I'm also a genuine one. There's really no mask with me. You just get what you get, which is why people either really get down, they really love me, or they just hate me. My whole life growing up, I always tried to practice empathy. I had natural empathy towards people. I never looked at people as worse than me, less than me. I didn't like to categorize people. There's a lot of stuff on the internet. There's a lot of groups, and there's a lot of channels and stuff where they want to box everybody up. They want to give them all a label. It's such a very human thing to do. You go around and people talk about everyone else as stupid. I think a lot of people are foolish for my own reasons, but not stupid, because everyone's smart in their own ways. People are traumatized. People are hurt. And I've struggled with rising above more in my recent time, due to just a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I think that's a very matrix thing to do. You have like politics, you have the right and the left, Republicans and Democrats, and they're always at each other's throats. And, that whole group of people is like subhuman, and the other group is subhuman. And, so you're in a group that's very elitist, it's cultish behavior, very cultish. Because it's kind of same with like the chosen one stuff. People get really wrapped up into the chosen one when it comes to like these tarot type channels and things like that. And it's an elitism, and it is very egoic, very matrix. Not everything is love and light. I am far from that. But I think there's lots of groups, they go around and they demonize everybody in all sorts of ways, and everyone's dumber than them, and they have all the answers. And then, I'll just hear some of these people talk too. I'll hear like Bar Talk the other night, and people have such simplistic views to some of these solutions. Like, oh, it's like this, and it's just such a, and everyone's stupid because they don't share the same simplistic view. And some things are simple, some things are cut and dry, but other stuff it's silly. But then people get to feel good. They say, But I'm a lot of bad things. I currently manage a bar. I am an addict, and there are people. Some of my best friends, the people I know, and like all the homeboys, they never will reference you like that, subhuman. But God, I love ladies. I love women. I do. I respect them. Never try to belittle them or just reference them as bitches and things like that, casual just insults and things like that. But I have met more women when their tongues are sharp, so it's if you have struggles in your life, they'll want to just take that knife and twist it and consider you, but their addiction comes in many forms. So people society looks at some addictions and they're okay and others are not. And they'll justify why their addictions are okay and yours are not. It's a very common thing. You can see it across, people taking prescription medicine. You give your kid Adderall and it's fine, but you've got like meth heads, and it's different. But it is speed all around, and that person's bad, and they're like feeding themselves all these antidepressants or this and that, and they'll be like, oh, well, that guy drinks, and they're just like doped up on opiates or whatever. Or this person drinks, like, oh, that guy smokes weed. Like, it just, people do that. People have all sorts of addictions, and they'll downplay their own and upplay other people's. And it's a matrix thing. But I can't act like I've never been caught up in that or never labeled people. I have. I've been a shit. I just don't try to live every day like that. I don't try to pretend like all these people are below me. We're all humans, first and foremost. And we all got a lot of shit in our own ways. But I am just struggling. I'm trying to be a better version of myself. When your world comes crashing down, you never know how you're going to respond or react when you've had so many things taken, whether by choices you've made or things that were outside your control. It gets hard. But at the end of the day, I still know who I am. And I know what I've done and what I've tried to do in this world. And you know, I am a lover. I am an intuitive. I am an innovator in my own little ways. A creative in my own little ways. A lot of things. So I don't like to be boxed into one simple term. But like anyone else, I have my struggles. And then when you don't have a good support system, it gets harder. It's so much easier if you have a good support system. And you get good routines, it's easy. But when you've kind of been a wanderer like me here and there, and it's hard to get that grounding. And I'm always working. I've had plenty of places. I've made a lot of money for other people. Society will kind of black sheep you because you don't fit into their mold. People want, nobody wants to be the black sheep, and I don't mind. I am, and some people claim to be a black sheep, but maybe they are, but they're still just trying to paint their wool white to blend in, and we don't blend in. Always remember, you're loved. Mag out.